Hello everyone, it's your favorite FGC VTuber. So I'm gonna be doing these from now on, maybe weekend ones or whatnot. So I'm doing this at work, so if I sound a little bit shitty, I'm on my laptop, got downtime. And yeah, I just want to talk about this one about video games spending amongst young Americans is dropping sharply, suggest report. You overspending whatever. I mean, this is nothing new. This has been talked about before. I want to talk about it myself. Video game spending in young Americans is sharply, report suggests, right? This is the original one. It said people aren't buying our games as often as they used to, and now we're making less money. Let's raise prices to make the copies. When I say, see, yep, I don't get that logic. That's literally what they're doing. Where you're making less money, and that's brilliant. Just have another. Sir, wouldn't we just have even fewer people who want to buy, and then just yeet them out the window? See, this is what people don't realize. A good example, like that's literally it. Like, it was never because of quality or this, that, whatever. Like, no. You guys raise the prices, all you're doing is making your sales worse. And at this point, the way they see it is they don't see their sales getting any higher. So like, oh, fuck it, let's go fuck our existing consumer base, really, even though that's what the main reason they're doubling down, because they know they can't get their numbers up, because they're just trash. That's literally what happened with Oh, Cap, I didn't know that. Honestly, I used to buy new releases the moment they drop. Now I wait for sale. I mean, yeah, that's the other thing. I think sales is a little bit a part of the conversation, but if people are really excited, they don't give a shit, Do they think gamers are like drugs and people will buy them at any cost? Oh god, you know what? That's a good example. I don't care about obscure and clear. Besides, it's turn-based. It doesn't. Not everybody cares. The last 5 years have only made it more obvious that new video game crashes. There is no on the way. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The crash is already here. The fact that they raised the price primarily because they're not selling, that is a crash. They aren't selling. That is the crash. I don't care how much they market it or make it seem like, no. Right now there is a crash. And Ubisoft is doing terrible. They're getting bought out. Like the only one that's doing mildly okay is Capcom. Their biggest failure was literally with freaking that one shitty dinosaur game, And in the next Resident Evils, I mean, Resident Evils have been garbage, in a critical acclaim kind of sense. Resident Evil specifically. But Capcom hasn't been doing all that good. Then look at Monster Hunter with their shitty optimization. Like, in my new Capcom is the best of the AAAs in this sense, and they still ain't shit. They're just doing financially better. But that's not a good sign of the graces, right? So everyone is like, dude, why is everyone behind the times? Like, the crash started right around COVID. They had that little boost where they thought, okay, everything, and then after that, gone. They didn't even realize that COVID was the sign of everything, the worst come since. They backtracked, oh, we're all good, but like, nope, ever since then, like, nope, it's never been the same. People have kind of realized, oh, this, that, whatever, they're finally like, oh, that time the game, and now they have either good tasting games or realize, wow, this is all trash. And again, why would you, like, constant shifting prices? Yep, increases, yep, that's not helping the slow death of physical games, massive never-ending layer. No one gives a shit about this, I'm gonna be honest. As a consumer, this doesn't affect you in the slightest. What the fuck do you care, But, like I said, the crash is already here. And the funny thing is about layoffs, dude, most of the people who are veteran in the industry are gone. Like, all 99%, I would say, of developers now are just useless losers. There's a good reason. Going back to Clay Obscure, they were good. They had a team of, 12 people? They weren't fucking useless fodder, like the 100 that they have or whatever. So, that's just something annoying. The gaming crash is here. I'm here enjoying it, watching the burn. Meanwhile, let the Steam Summer Sales going. Like, no. That's when my local mall went. Every time a store manager left, management would raise the rent on every other store. Literally, that's stupid. That's literally, like, it's so dumb. What if we just made them actually good again? Oh, don't suggest that. That is hilarious. It's like the video. See, the same store retold for different people get sick of the crap. By the way, fun. I mean, I guess I'll talk about the gaming crash. That's a whole video I'll do myself, right? The gaming crash. Let me put that as a notes, actually. I'm gonna do it because that's a whole video in its own, right? How it never truly happened. It only really happened in the West, and specifically with consoles. Meanwhile, PCs, arcades are still cooking, and especially in Japan. And right now, it's in the same sense. Like, it's mainly AAA games. Indies are cooking, right? Don't forget that the part that we're going to take everything and yada yada. Too many corporates. Yep. Number go up. Then, yep, yeah, he's not wrong. Dude, 50 even seems a lot. They usually charge 40, 45. Movie theaters did this, did they? Oh, shit, I didn't even know. You telling me people don't want to pay more for lower quality products? See, and that's the crazy part, bro. These games weren't even worth 60 to begin with, bro. Like, literally, PSD era was the last time they were even worth 60. But fun fact, they were worth like 45, and then they jumped to 60. So in reality, most of those games had no right being 60, but we felt okay because honestly, the top of that era was like, okay, totally, we're 60. But in my opinion, yeah, 40, 45 would have been fair for PS3 era because there were games that felt like they had less content than the last gen version. That's why to me, 45 should have stuck. So, that's the crazy gaslight thing is that, yeah, no, 60 should have never stayed. Like, to me, 60 should be what they think 70 and 80 is, and no DLC. And it should be, base game should be 45. And either they're charging 60 and it comes with everything, or 45 and they should be with DLC and it adds to 60. That's what the honest standard should be, especially now, because at the end of the day, it's mainly money. It's more about like money and economics. It has nothing to do with the quality of the product, because that's sadly kind of irrelevant outside of getting more people interested in your game. It's just the reality of gaming as a product, you know, as a consumer, you know. Like, unless at the end of the day, as a product, it has a lot of value, it doesn't make sense. And by the way, replayability is a small part of that factor. I mean, to us, it matters a lot, right? As gamers, but to as a product, it's most people will play a game once or twice and then fuck off. But it's like, how many modes do you have? That's what really people can say, like, oh, how many characters? Oh my god, this game has 100 characters. So they'll be like, oh, this is worth 60, right? Those things really do matter to the average consumer. Make video games cost 70 and now 80s, and now they're wondering why people buy them less. Literally. Thank you. Like I said, we're going to the original post, by the way. Companies, here's our data. Gamers, I love this do more. Sure, but we want to be that. Oh, hell no. They might have a touch, no, but it's the 90% of our base who's wrong. Oh my god. See, that's another whole thing with the whole DEI shit. Like that shit, no, that shit suck. That, if anything, makes your shit more than even raising your price. Because here's the thing, if the game's good, people will pay for it. These games aren't even good, let alone worth the product. You put this shit, you're just signaling, oh, that's just trash. I don't care how, yeah, this shit could be $1. I'm not playing that shit. That's just the way to sink your shit. Unrelated coincidence, sharp. Yep, literally. Well, other Japanese Korean games new mostly suck, so go. Yeah, I mean, no shit. Your student industry's on its way. I mean, it's already at the. I mean, true. The crash is here, but the collapse is coming. There is a difference. I like they say collapse, because that means like, oh no, we're really not. The crash is here, but the collapse. See, it says, and you see it over and over and over again, bro. So when people say that, I hate when people won't be in some stupid shit and say that this is not part of the problem. Like, I think that's its own issue on its own, separate from the money. But you do see a correlation, you know, with both. Because at the end of the day, you got a bunch of morons at the top of the head that listen to a bunch of college morons. Like, oh, I know how to make a good game. Oh, diverse. And then, like, nah, stupid shit. Yep, so the life savings on mobile games. See, and that's the other thing, mobile games sadly have contributed to the slop that is, which are... they're two completely different markets. One's just a bunch of normies and idiots, and one has, you know, real people playing games, so... Turns out Steam sales are way cheaper than prior to the last... I mean, literally, yep, I'm not... Damn, literally, dude, there's so many people bought about the DI shit. It just proved my point. Though, honestly, I would... I mean, to be fair, yeah, that is... I mean, it's talking about overall decline, not just, but... Most Western studios... I mean, Marvel Rivals is garbage, so who gives a shit? Who knew making games expensive? Like I said, you could just get rid of the DEI shit, and this would still be an issue if I'm being honest. But to be fair, there are morons who still unironically will buy stupid shit, even if, you know, none of that stupid shit is in there, right? People are fucking... I mean, people are unironically gonna buy Borderlands 4, and that shit's clearly garbage. Like, here's a better way to put it. If a game costs more than 60, that's a red flag. Red flag. I've yet to see a game that's worth more than 60 that is actually good. Probably the closest is Doom, but that's Doom. Outside of that, no, not a single one has been like worth the price, let alone like maybe mediocre at best, you know. And it's like, no, not a single one. Not Mortal Kombat, not Tekken. Granted, Street Fighter 6 was actually 60, and that was a much better product than everything else that's come out. And they could have charged 70 for that, honestly. And honestly, if it wasn't for the input delay issues and all the other stupid shit they're on, I would have said, okay, you know, the first game worth 70. But no. See, Doom Eternal doesn't get a pass either because they require ray tracing. No, that's trash. And I'm sorry, though. That's not $70 worth of that. Get that lazy ass shit out of here. Games are getting worse. Yep. In the last year, we have all these other way cheaper games, right? There hasn't... Yeah, nope. And, oh, God, the Switch 2 is the worst of it. Yeah, but that's all I wanted to add, you guys. Sorry if it's a bit long. This might not be as well edited. Because again, I'm on a fucking laptop. I mean, I could use DaVinci, but that would take forever to render, you know? This thing got to get a dedicated GPU. So we'll see these videos here and now, and then I don't feel like too much on. But yeah, I just like shitting on the gaming industry, you know? Can you see this image? Just the thumbnail already, you guys. I ain't even gotta do anything. But yeah, thanks you guys for watching, and remember, every day is great when you're chibi.